schools regional hits and then the finals 2026. It's a tradition that before we start our inter-school activities, we'll have a briefing of this nature so that people can be aware of what we are going to do, some of the new things, and then the new expectation. So this year also is not going to be different from any other year as well. But I want to sincerely start thanking our Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, for giving us the enabling environment for us to be able to organize this program and use the schools and then our students to participate in the competition. Without them, it would have been impossible. Equally, I want to thank the journalists. You, the journalists, you have been our great partners, always with us to ensure that our program is highly publicized and people get aware. And then today, some of the glories that we are getting and then the attendance that we are getting is as a result of the media publicity. So thank you very much, the media houses. Equally, we want to thank the GTUCCU for being our backbone in terms of finance by giving us all the necessary support. Even whereas we don't have a capital at the beginning of a program, they are always there to ensure that we don't have those type of nightmares. I also have the honor and pleasure to inform you that now we are now partnering with QCell Gambia. Just last year we started, it was late for athletics. They started with us in football, and then they have given us trophies, jerseys, and also cash amount. And they are going to continue for athletics as well. So we are very much happy for their partnership with school sport to support the grassroots development and as well as the recruitment of talents. Equally, I also want to thank the various schools that partake in our competition last year, and it was a resounding success. And I think we made a history by moving our finals all the way to Basse. And then those who were there or those who have seen it, or on TVs and then the other media houses, must attest that it was a very resounding success. It was a very colorful final. Thanks to the schools, thanks to the hosts that we are there to ensure that all the support we are given as needed. So we are very much grateful to the various regions that can give us the support, various schools that give us the support, and as well as the parents that allow their children to be part of this program. So this year, again, like last year, we have started, and we are going for 7 regions. West Coast is divided into 2, West Coast East and West Coast West. KMC and BCC joined together. You have Kaur and Bansang is divided into 2, CRR North and CRR South, Basse, and then LRR and LRR and North Bank region joins together, and they have theirs at Farafenni. So we are expecting 250 schools, according to the statistics that we are getting from our regional coordinator, as per the schools that are interested to be part of the program. So when you look at the 230 schools, 50 schools, and then at least each school is expected to fill in between 25 to 30 athletes. That means now we are expected to have over 7,000 athletes that are going to take part in the competition. So it's a huge activity as far as athletics is concerned. As far as school sport is concerned, it's one of our major activities, and people are highly interested. And not only being interested, but it has paid dividend. We have seen recently our athletes that were recruited from the regional championships and national championships to take part in the national team in the school gyms. We have all seen what they have done. So that means that our these activities is not only a mere fanfare, but it's a very productive one, because talents are produced that represent the country at a higher level. Equally, we have also decided this time round to look at the allocation of number of spots given to per region, because this is stick to the number of participating schools that are participating in per region. So based on your number, we determine how many slots are you going to have for your qualifiers. So West Coast got the highest because of the number of schools that are there, and then KM have been equally enjoying a very high number, that is both the upper basic category and that of the senior category, about 3 qualifiers in both categories. And then new regions have already been added. That is the West Coast East, that is Sibano area, and that of Kaur area. There are new ones that are coming up. But we have seen the Sibano area, that is the West Coast East, they came in a very strong manner by registering a very high number of schools, particularly in the area of upper basic. So that has now dictated us to review our allocation slot that we give to per region. And then once we look at that one, we realize that the KM has not been doing very well when it comes to the upper basic category in terms of the number of schools that participate in their region. As a result, we've decided to reduce their qualifier from 3 to 2. So we have now moved one of the spots to West Coast East, that is Savannah area. That means their upper basic category now will be 2, but their senior will still be 1 until they improve on the number. So that tells us that your number is based on the number of schools you have. If you want to maintain your number, you need to get a good number, number of schools. If your number of schools start dropping, automatically also will affect the allocation of spots that we give you as a region. This year, as part of our mantra, we don't joke with one thing, that is discipline. Because as a school, we all know one of our foundation as a school is discipline. So that is not going to be compromised in our competition, and equally cheating is zero, these things. We have zero tolerance on cheating. We are not going to compromise on the cheating. Last year, I think the chairman will brief you about some of the things that have unfolded after our finals, and then he's going to brief you about some of the disciplinary stance that we have taken to ensure that we don't joke with as far as discipline is concerned. So that also will be there. And new things that we have also observed this time around is that in our competition, we realized good number of schools will come there with different types of clothes, and that will make our competition less colorful. So we have now decided as an association that no school will allow their athletes to come and participate if you don't put on jerseys. Because we know at least every school have the means to be able to provide at least a uniform jersey for their participating athlete, for easy identification and also to make the program also very colorful. So we are now urging all schools to ensure that these things are adhered to, and then they all come with their jerseys as expected. Equally, we have a problem with the venue as far as our final is concerned. As you all know, our stadium has been under construction, and that has now forced us to keep changing our venues from one end to another. And financially, we are not strong, and then that has already depleted our financial standing seriously, because anywhere we go to, apart from the stadium, we run into a loss. So this time around, we have made consultation with the National Sport Council, and we are hopeful that this time around the stadium will be finished before our final, because our final is going to be in April. So all our regional hits is going to be within the period, January and February, but by April we are going to have our final. So we hope and pray before that final comes, the stadium will be fully ready to be utilized, and we hope this time around the final will be at the stadium. In an event, the stadium has some issues in terms of completion on time, and then we have a second option, and that's going to be at Bottrop Senior Secondary School in Brikama. So that is the plan that we have for the venues that we are going to have our finals in. And then another new development that we came up with, this one is not a pleasant development, and that is in terms of feeding. Basse, when we went to Basse, our national finals, all the participating schools, over 1,000 children, athletes, together with their teachers and officials, we are all fed by the association, and then lodged by the associations as well. This was a huge burden financially on us. And then we are not getting much financial support. Just like I said, the only two bodies or institutions that are ready to support us for now is GTU-CCU and QCell just recently. So when you look at that one, and then you look at the financial expenses that we do, obviously they don't match. As a result, we are now forced to drop the issue of feeding. Therefore, all the schools that now, in terms of athletics, there will be no feeding when it comes to national final. It's unfortunate, but anytime we have the needed support, obviously we will renew it again. But for the time being, with the condition that we are now facing, obviously we cannot. Because over 2 years down the line, we could not be able to pay the cash prices to the schools. And then equally, it's not also fair on them. They cannot win and we cannot pay. So, and then good part of our money goes into feeding. So that's why we've decided that from henceforth, so long we don't have the funding anywhere, there will be no feeding anymore to feed the athletes that will be participating in our finals. So as usual again, there will be gate takings in every region as well. Bansang, Farafenye, Basse, Brikama, Sibanor, All those things, they are going to have a gate taken. So the venues, like I said, in the various regions are already been fixed. As usual, we are going to have our regional hits first in Passe, that is this weekend coming. It's starting on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 23rd, 24th, and 25th in Passe. But at the same time, we're also going to have another one in Kaur as well. So the two regions will all go simultaneously. So, but Basang will come the second week, and they will coincide with that of Farafenni. And then from there, then Brikama will come, and after Brikama, we'll have Sibanor and KM also will combine together at the same time. Their dates also will be at the same time. It's only Brikama that are going to have their own dates alone because of the number of schools that take part in Brikama. So for KM, we have some constraint. We understand that Abuko is not very much okay now because there's a construction going on which affected the field, and then we are now looking for second option. Either it could be Straza or maybe a third option will come. We are still exploring the opportunity, the possibility of having it at Abuko. If that is not possible, we'll go to Straza. Otherwise, we have maybe another third alternative will be designed by the regional organizing committees at their end. So at the moment, they are doing the necessary survey of the land to ensure that all those things are in place. So on that note, I want to say 2026 is going to be another interesting year. As usual, new things, new innovations will definitely come up. And we sincerely thank our last year winners, both the senior secondary school category and then the upper basic schools category. And we hope this time around again we are going to see new champions because the level of competitions in our school, as far as athletics is concerned, is ever growing and getting better and interesting. And I hope this time around we will never disappoint as usual. So on that note, I want to equally sincerely apologize. The president is not in presence, not in attendance as a result of some official mission he has with the ministry, and currently he's at Banjul. Because of that, that's why he will not be able to come here. I sincerely apologize on his behalf. Thank you.